We are at the School of Public Health here in Mulago to understand more about deworming. Some may consider it a very light topic, but health experts want you to take it very seriously. But to understand deworming as a topic, you need to understand worms first of all. And that is what Dr. Joel Mirembe explains.
In science, we call them parasites. Anything that comes out of the body and then lives within the human body. We have several types like roundworms, hookworms, whipworms, tapeworms, and they affect majorly the intestines. Some of them feed on the secretions or juices that are produced by the intestine. Then some also feed on what you take in. So what happens there is that they cling on the walls of the intestines, like for example the hookworms, and they feed on the blood of the human being. So at some point they will drop off. When they drop off, they are living there, like something like, I can call it a sore, ebwa. Then that place can, for example, continue to bleed. Then as they are clinging on the walls, they cause what we call inflammation, kuzimba. And that deranges the system, the intestine. So you can have nutrients come in and they are poorly digested because of the derangement in the other secretion, as I said. Nutrients also can come in and they are digested, but they are not absorbed or taken into blood appropriately.
As Dr. Joel Mirembe explains, these worms get to our bodies in different ways, but commonly through the mouth.
Things like tapeworm, you get them from eating, for example, poorly cooked meat of pig, and it can be of cow. You get them from, for example, vegetables. These greens that I always put alongside food in these big restaurants. If the eggs are there, if the larvae are there, and you eat those raw greens, you can get it. There are those we classify as soil caused. That means their eggs are laid in the soil, and then either you step there, either you eat food that has splashes of that soil, then you take in the eggs hatch inside your intestines.
If you choose to take this issue very lightly, you may end up in ICU requiring millions of money for treatment just because of infestation of worms in your body. According to Dr. Mirembe, there are worms that can go up to the liver, lungs, and brain, where you will need at least 25 million shillings for a brain surgery procedure to remove the worm.
We have had people get convulsions, get unconscious because the worm is in the brain. When they get there, they form what we call cysts, and they can be even multiple cysts. Until when we give treatment to kill this worm, and now find a mechanism of also giving further treatment to have it break down and either absorbed by the body, or actually, if that doesn't happen, we go in and open the brain and remove it.
However, preventive treatment requires one to routinely take deworming drugs, which cost as low as 2,000 shillings a dose.
Because the research has shown that when you take at least a 6-monthly dose, or the worst, a yearly dose of the preventive medicines, you don't get this. You clear it. So let us do it among children young, let us do it in schools, let us do it as adults, because the drugs at least are cheap and are available.
Whereas this may not seem an urgent health matter, the long-term effects are detrimental, especially for children, because it may affect cognitive development. Walter Mwesije, NTV.